the week. Hi. Oh, I was just saying, this is like my favorite time of the week nowadays. This is like the fun stuff. This is where it gets chewy and yummy and fun to do. So I am Abby. My name is on one of these corners of AB Tarot Reading. My hair, I gotta see you, gotta see me. There we go. I am going, oh yeah, today is March 25th. I'm reading for you tonight. I want to kind of give back to the well-being, to aid in the what can we do to feel betters and things of that nature. So I'll be reading for you tonight from 8 o'clock my time until 9 o'clock my time. So for the next hour, and we'll be touching on little bits of everything. I will caveat that the questions that I'm not going to be reading for today is, will I survive the coronavirus and do I have the coronavirus? So as much as I love you, sweet peas, if you are concerned, please go see your healthcare professional, not a tarot reader. I am not okay with taking on that kind of responsibility. But all in all, my partner in crime is Melissa. She's the one that's going to be moderating on this side of the planet for us. So if you see me turning in that direction and speaking to the universe, that is who I am speaking to. And she's going to be rolling through our questions and keeping an eye on things and giving me some variety in questions and kind of, playing moderator and booting people out that need to be booted and like, hi, love, all that stuff. So I will totally hop in the comments in a little bit to say hi to who all is here. Will you do me the sweetest, grandest, biggest all favor and like this video? Because that whole liking just tells internet land that, hey, this person's kind of interesting. Maybe you might want to see it too, kind of thing. But also it shares tarot with others. It shares the process with others. It kind of gets tarot out of being this undercover process that people do alone to kind of a little bit more on a platform, a little bit more exposed, I guess, is exposed, out in the open, not like, because I say the word expose, it sounds like, oh, something that was exposed. And it's not that, but like, just, out in the open. I know you're over there sighing at me already. I love these earrings, y'all, but if they get too heavy, I may be snatching them off. They're buffalo teeth. Did you know that? I have buffalo teeth on my ears, and they are a little heavy, at least on this one. So I might just do one for now, but we'll see how this goes from here on out. Let's see what else. I'm doing 6-card readings. I am going to aim for solution based though. So when I pull cards for you, I'm going to aim for a result, a solution for you. So if we have to pull a little bit more, we'll just go with it, see what happens today. Because I know I have a little bit of a captive audience with everyone kind of on confines. So we'll see how this goes. Anything that I missed? What kind of tarot reader is Abby? Abby is a forward. I am direct. I am concise. I'm kind of a tough love tarot reader is kind of how I think about it. I definitely am not all love and light kind of person all the time. But I do have like a set of compassion, but with practicality attached to it. So always think about like your aunt who tells you how it is, and then your best friend who refuses to lie to you, even when you wish you would. So combine those two together and you have something close to an Abby. But yeah, sound check. Oh yes, please let me make sure that you can hear me. Okay, I'm gonna hop over into comments because I do want to say hello and start shuffling my cards to see who is here and make sure that I have not messed the volume up or messed the mic up, because sometimes I accidentally leave things connected and you're hearing me from across a room because my headphones got left over there or something. So just to make sure that you can hear me. Oh, Jacqueline, I'm glad you like the hair. The wife fluffs it and plays with it and makes sure it's all nice and big. I feel like it's my antennas. So we have to make sure the antennas are big. And I know you may or may not be able to see it, but I have this graying patch right here. There you go. You can kind of see it. It's like my, I feel like that's like my direct line. And it's starting to go gray from all the use. And I cannot wait. I cannot wait until I turn a full head of hair gray. Like when that happens, when I turn like a gray fro, oh my God, y'all cannot stop me now. Gray fro. It'll be yeah, I know I'm 35 and going on 70 by the way my hair looks up here. But I look forward to it. So I want to say hello to everyone who hopped in. Jeanette, hi. I'm so glad you came in. Mika, hello, hello, hello. Shamika, I'm glad you're here. Catrice, I'm glad you're here. Oh my gosh, scrolling through. Rose, Sweet Pea, how are you, darling? Oh my goodness. Some of these names I remember. Bernadette. I love that you're like Some regulars, some new. I love all this. Please feel free to tell me where you're from, you all. Please feel free to tell me where you're from, because I love knowing who you're coming, or how far across the ethos are you coming from. Beautiful. I love it. Bigger, it looks better. It can go bigger, it looks better. Yeah. Hell yeah. I'm going to see like how big it goes, just because when it's straight, like it used to be like boob length when it was straight all the time. And then as soon as I met my wife and she was like, I don't like straight hair. I'm like, done. I'm never straightening this shit again. Yes, natural family hairstyle. And I like it because some people will ask, oh, how long have you been natural? I'm like, well, I stopped doing shit to my hair when I was 16, but I stopped like straightening it, like flat ironing my hair all the time after I moved here. So about 8 years ago. Yeah, so 8 years ago. So yeah, my last relaxer or process or whatever it is you want to call it was about 16. And then the heat got, we left the heat alone 8 years ago.
You got Kansas, Alabama.
Kansas, the Bama. Alabama, I love it. Oh my goodness, Kansas City. Oh, who's in Seattle? Oh, hi. I'm glad you're here. Are you surviving? Is everybody surviving this? Of course. Yeah. Well, I'm sure we all are, right? But some of us are a little more restless than others. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, this quarantine is our natural life. Like, this is what we do on a daily. So we are not personally feeling too much of a hardship with this whole quarantine stuff. So it's like, oh, we just have like less room to go play, but we're still perfectly content. So I hope everybody else is weathering this whole virus storm just fine. Oh, Jazzy, I'm glad you love the hair too. But let me hop out of comments. Otherwise, I'm never going to get reading. Did I miss anything before we start jumping in?
No, that's it.
Okay, let me get my oils and things. Because I'm sure y'all have seen me. I love my essential oil. Kind of just what I say, it drops me right into work mode. And I'm pretty certain one of these days I want to see what I do is I take it open, I open it, it's a full open container. I put my finger over it and I shake it onto my finger. I'm convinced one of these days I'm just going to forget that part, just shove like a bottle full of essential oils on my desk. So if I ever do this and you see me scream, you'll know what happened. I dumped my entire bottle of essential oils on my desk. That would not be fun. Alrighty, so let me get shuffled. What's that? I got a couple cards out that we're going to play with today, but I'm going to start with my Rider-Waite just to kind of get us in the groove thing, in the move, and start pulling cards for y'all. Oh, Rosy Pants. It's been 2 years since I used Heat My Hair. My fro has grown a lot. I'm so glad to hear that. Like, I mean, I know how fun it is to have, new hair and straight hair and all that kind of thing, but there's also something about like wearing our curls out. Like there's something that's amazing about that. Yeah, this color is mine. This length is mine. The gray in there is mine. That is my head of hair. It took some time to get to that point and be able to say that. But yeah, this head of hair is mine. It's been so long since I've cut it. Oh my God, it's been so long. Will I get into USC in 2020? Ooh, USC 2020, huh? This year. Will you get into USC? Okay, let's shuffle around and see what's going on this year. Will you get into USC? Will you get into USC? This college in particular. I hope you've applied to other colleges and not just this one, but it seems like this one is your, like the high one on your checklist. So I hope there's others that you've applied to. So I'm shuffling one last time. I'm going to start pulling cards to see. All right, what'll she get into USC? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I'm going to show you a little bit of what I have, and then we'll move forward. So this first top part I have is the Page of Cups reversed, along, it didn't die, yay! Along with the Magician that fell off my hands. The Nine of Swords reversed. Some of the other cards that I have pulling out for you, though, is the Two of Wands, along with the Knight of Wands and the King of Swords. So, Sweet Pea, my first inclination is that USC may not be the location in which you will go. And I'm not 100% as to what is going to prevent you. It feels like there's going to be something kind of interfering or swaying your attention or interfering with you going. Like, I don't feel like it's an issue with acceptance. I feel like it's an issue with you going, or an issue with like priorities. And then you have to like refigure out if you're going to be able to attend or able to balance life and attend. So it's not so much you're not getting accepted, because it's like that Page of Cups with the Magician that kind of feels like you very well could be accepted, but then the nine of swords, there we go. The Nine of Swords is kind of like the checklist of things that we always have to do, and the things that are keeping us up at night, and him being reversed, he's not handling it well. So it's very overwhelming. It's very daunting for this particular person. And then the Two of Wands reversed along with the Knight of Wands and the King of Swords. This almost has like this masculine component to her, this masculine energy that kind of sways your attention or sways your thinking about getting into or going to school. So I'm wondering if there might be like some well-meaning person hanging out in your vicinity that's like, yes, go to school, but usually you should just stay home with me and be amazing with me. And it seems like that person is more self-focused than you focused. So I'd love to know if by chance there is somebody in your environment that kind of has this, wants you to not go to school so that you can stay home, or you could stay close by to this person. But yeah, if it's the getting accepted part, I don't see a problem with that. It's the going part that I'm seeing a question mark on. Thank you, my dear. But totally let me know how that sits for you and how that resonates. You guys' validation makes my life so much nicer. So let me know how these reads land for you. Let me know what makes sense, what doesn't, what is off, what is on, so that I know where I'm landing for you, and it just helps me be a better reader overall. And so I can grow over time and be a better card slinger for you. So good to see you. I can't stay long, but wanted to stop in for a little while. Hi, Decent Pants. You all, she is helping me out, or going to be helping me out. She doesn't know this yet, in my little tarot learning group that I am building on another page that I'll talk to y'all about later. But she is a pro card slinger along with me. So yeah, I'm going to be recruiting her help here and there. All right, Jeanette, we have land. And when do you see us starting to build? We have land. When do you see us starting to build? Okay, let's see if I can do some timing for you. I'm glad that you have the land. When do you see it starting to build? Starting to build. Starting to build. Okay, let me see if I can get a timeline out of this. Years, days, weeks, months, years. Okay. First, I'm going to ask my cards like a process of days, weeks, months, years. Already, I'm kind of feeling months into like a year before the build actually happens. And I think it's mostly because of the obvious and what's going on there. But then it also feels like you're running into like winter and issues with the land. So let's see what actually shows up, Sweet Pea. Days, weeks, months, years. Okay. Days, weeks, months, years. Yeah, I'm going to go straight into months. How many months from now? So what I got for the month card was strength. So when I'm doing timing questions, first I like to think of if this event is going to happen. Now they already have the land, so I'm assuming building is going to happen eventually. I mean, unless you want to just keep it as land for, indefinitely, and that's totally up to you. But since that's already kind of like in the game plan, I assume that yes is already there. So now I switch into when will it happen? Am I looking at days? Am I looking at weeks? Am I looking at months? Am I looking at years? And so I've pulled a card that looks strongly for the month category. So I want to see how many months until she starts building, or until building kind of starts happening. And let's see what shows up for her. Let's see what shows up for you, dear. How many months? So from now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Let's see. So from what I'm seeing, Sweet Pea, I have a really good card around the second month. So right now it's March. We'll go into, it's almost March. It's almost April, excuse me. So we're moving into April. So May looks like a really, really good start. I think, though, there's going to be an issue with maybe the contract stuff and getting, not so much the contractor, but the contracts. So it's like you're getting started, you're picking the people that you're wanting to work with. but there's this like back and forth bit, but you finally get started like come, what was it, May, June, July, Queen, July, August. I think you're going to pick your contractor and start the beginning processes, or pick your architect, or pick something in 2 months. And then you're going to start around the 4th month with some more of the process. But I feel like there's so many process and details that it's not so much as easy. It's not so easy to say, when are we going to build? Like, when is the first stake going to go into the ground that's going to lay out the foundation? But it's more of like, okay, so this is going to be in place. Then there's going to be this that needs to get in place. And then, well, that didn't work out. Now we got to pick this person. Now we got to figure out another detail. But to get this whole ball of wax started, I think you're going to start that process in the next 2 months. 2 months here, and then there's going to be a little bit of a road bump, and then you're going to get back started again. So it feels like it's going to be a little bit of a rocky process, Sweet. So my only suggestion is just have some patience. You're going to need all the patience that you can muster with this. But if you are committed to the process of getting this build done, then just continue to see it through, continue to see it through, continue to see it through. But yeah, it looks like you got a bit of ebb and flow going on in there. But yeah, I don't think it'd be a problem. But yeah. All right, let me pick up my cards because they're all on my desk. All right, there we go. How do I say your name? Let's not butcher your name. It's like Sajine. I love the way it's spelled, though. What am I ignoring to get? What am I ignoring to get where I want to be? What am I ignoring to get to where you want to be? Okay, well, my first question for you, maybe these are going to be rhetorical questions for you to chew on and consider. Where you want to be. Have you clearly defined where you want to be? Have you clearly defined where you want to be? Do you know, like, if you wrote it down, do you know what you want to be? And that's always a question mark that I have to make sure that that question has been answered for you. What are you ignoring? So this part may be a little bit vague, but let's see what shows up for us, dear. What are you ignoring? What are you ignoring? Let's see. What's she ignoring? I'm trying to feel around for you, hun, but I'm not getting too much off of you, so I will be as surprised as you are.
Here you go. Here's some more information.
You want to be a registered nurse. So what are you ignoring?
We need you guys.
Yes, we do need you guys, especially right now. What are you ignoring? Okay. So this first part that I have for you is I'm just going to do the six card portion of this. So I have the Justice card along with the 7 of Cups. Yes, we have 7 of Cups and the 4 of Swords. So I love that you are what it feels like. It feels like you had a space of time before you where this wasn't an idea or this wasn't an option because of like the kind of like the self-limiting beliefs that you had for yourself that were kind of given to you. It's like the well-meaning mother who doesn't think you can do the things that you want to do only because her life was so hard. So she thinks she continues to talk about how life is so hard. And yeah, it's a great ambition, but it doesn't happen to people like us kind of thing was the feeling that I was getting for it. So I think the only thing that I'm feeling that you are ignoring is just that other opportunities or other ways are possible for you. The 4 of Cups to me is a card that suggests how we are acutely aware of things that are in front of us and not always aware of another option that might be directly in front of our face. So sometimes it's just seeking counsel, seeking another person's perspective, seeking opportunity. This card in particular, the 5 of Pentacles, is like when shit hits the fan. So this card right side up is when shit's hitting the fan. You're out in the cold, you're feeling isolated, you're feeling alone, you're feeling kind of helpless. Like these guys look pummeled, beaten up, and homeless. But when this card, I know it was dramatic. When this card is reversed, that window then becomes a door. So this sense of destitution. What's the word? Oh my God.
It
Doesn't matter. Melissa's like, stop it. Okay. That becomes a door that you can then walk into. So even when shit hits the fan, you can make an opportunity out of that oh my gosh, you just reminded me that we were watching the show on Netflix, Self-Made, about Madam C.J. Walker, the hair lady. And we're on the part, it's like the end of the first episode, and her house where she's just getting profit going. She's just getting, a little bit of wealth, a little bit of feeling abundance under her belt. And then her house lights on fire, and dear sweet son, did it, but oops. And so house is burning as she's losing her mind. House is burning. And then the other woman, I'm not going to give away the whole story, but the whole point of me bringing this up is that she's watching her house burning and already planning she's going to build a factory, like on the ashes of this house as it's burning down. It's not even all the way out yet. She's already planning stage 2. So it's like, to me, that is when shit is hitting the fan, you can go ahead and start planning for stage 2 or your next process. So whenever you have a roadblock, see that as an opportunity instead of, it's all over. I wasn't meant to do this. It's not supposed to happen. Like, don't give up so easily. Look at it as an opportunity to pivot, to shift, and execute plan phase 2. The world is all about that cycle continuing to go. So every time, and it's going to happen more than one time. So right when you think you've gotten it all figured out and it gets all comfortable, shit hits the fan, this is going to happen again. So the skills that you learn from self-soothing and helping yourself get through, phase 2, phase 3, whatever it happens to be, just remember these are cycles and processes, and these are tools and skills and things that you're going to be able to deploy over and over again. Because it's just life. That's how it continues to change. So I guess to answer your question a little bit more directly, what are you ignoring? A little bit more of the opportunities around you, and then planning out your phases, planning out it goes back to when shit hits the fan, you're already planning phase 2. So that would be what I would suggest, or what I would, words, I have them. That's what I would say for your situation and what you're ignoring on this road that you're going on. But thank you so much for this idea. Hi, Shonda, for this idea of being a registered nurse. Obviously, we need y'all. Hi, Shonda, dear. I hope you're doing well, and I hope the baby's all cute and squishy. Let's see. Bernadette, what do the cards see as far as my finances? Bernadette, what do the cards see as your finances? I'm going to switch sets for us. What are your finances? I'm trying to read these up right. Okay. What do your finances look like right now? Bernadette, throw another question in. I am going to pull for this, but just to see if I can get more details from you. Is there something specific going on with your finances that you want to have looked at? Because I want to make sure I'm hitting the exact question. So if something's gone on for you that you want me to read on, then I want to read to that directly. But if not, then we'll just keep this going. So, shuffle. All right, sweet pea. Okay, what do the cards see as far as my finances?
So she said, I'm trying to get it for you.
Oh, yeah.
Here's a little bit more.
Should I switch jobs? I love specifics. Okay. So thank you so much for that, Bernadette. I appreciate that. And you all, same applies here. And I usually make a point of mentioning it, and I realized I forgot this time. I love specific questions. The more specific question that you offer to me, the more specific of an answer I can give in return. So I know how some people like to do very general, like to do kind of like surface level. I like to get to the chewy aspects and answer direct, like specific questions. So that's what helps me be a better reader for you. And so thank you, Bernadette, on that switch up. Thank you. So I'm going to find out, should you switch jobs? All right, let me see what I have. So I'm asking my cards right now, is it in Bernadette's best interest to switch jobs? That's what I want to know. Is it in her best interest to switch jobs? Because I don't think anything's going to tell you what you should do, but we can probably like best interest it, like looking at your overall outcome. Is it in your best interest to switch jobs? 2, 3, 4. Let's see. Okay, let me show you what I have, dearie. So I have the 6 of Cups. Oops, I'm switching cards. There we go. Along with the Knight of Wands and the 7 of Cups. This first part for me, this first part feels good. Like if this was all of your read, I would say like it probably like why you want to leave, because it sounds like work is good. Like what is it that's restless in you that makes you want to leave your position? I have the 3 of Cups in addition, but also the Tower and also the 9 of Wands. So the Tower and the 9 of Wands are kind of like beaten up and pummeled cards when kind of all hell breaks loose. And it's hard for me not to assume that's like more of like what is happening right now. Suggestion, and just as of right now, if you're interested in switching jobs, I would wait until there's a little bit more sanity going on right now, if you're able to, because it's like right now you have community, right now you have camaraderie, right now you have people that you work with, or you if you have a job, you have one. Like I would stay in that option that's available to you, because like the 6 of Cups is kind of like a multiplication. If you think about it, what do rabbits do? They like to multiply. You have the Knight of Wands, you have the other cups, which is options. You have these things that are available to you. It just feels almost reckless to try to switch jobs right now. Like if you're able to, and that's just like more, maybe it's more of a like a motherly wisdom to you, dear sweet Bernadette, but Sweet Pea, like if you're able to not relocate right now, then I wouldn't. Like stay put, wait until things kind of balance out, because there's this big economic shift that is happening. I would sit right now. Now switching jobs, work is good, but I have another offer. Yeah, I would wait. I mean, it's not that have another offer. See, that was the part that just makes me nervous for you, is the 9 of Wands with the Tower. I would hate for you to abandon ship, take this offer, and then things fall apart because like the industry is no longer useful right now, or, you know, regulations have shifted and now the industry or that particular avenue goes belly up. Like that makes me a little bit nervous for you. Let me take this earring out, because I felt pretty for a second, now not so much. I'm going to pull some more cards on that, because I really do want to know, should she take this offer? No, let's do like what happens if you take this offer. Let's do it from that angle. Oops. As I drop cards. What happens if Bernadette takes this offer? What happens if you take this offer? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So I have the Wheel of Fortune, along with the 2 of, no, that's the Lovers. Oh, cool. Okay. And then I have the Star. That's my only concern one right now, is that star is there. So the star can kind of show up for you as like the eye of the storm. But then I have the Fool along with the 3 of Wands, and then ending up on the 5, 6, 7, 8 of Swords. So, okay, so Sweet Pea, if you take the job, I don't think it's going to be the end of the world. I do think it's going to be a bit of a shift that's going to be unnerving, especially in your environment right now. The Wheel of Fortune is kind of like things are always changing, things are always evolving. You getting in communion with another company, it would be good. It would feel good at the time. The Star shows up and then you get isolated. So I don't know. If we had more time, we could figure out why you get isolated. Like, I love cards, and you can start traveling all these little different directions. It's like, what happened? What does this mean? What is the star? Like, why is it showing up? Why are we getting back into isolation? But then there's this Fool card where it's like, okay, now we're lighthearted, or we've surrendered and given to the universe. It's not given up, but like, all right, it's like divine, like, okay, whatever this is. And then it's gone back into plan mode. The 3 of Wands is kind of looking out into the ethos and redeciding and replanning and deciding where you're going to go from here. And then I find that the 8 of Swords is like self-bondage in a sense. Usually that card comes up when there's something that we've kind of self-inflicted upon ourselves. Sometimes it's, like I said before, self-limiting beliefs. Sometimes it's old belief structures that no longer serve us. Sometimes it's just thinking, it's our thought process. It's believing that, what is it? Like, oh, it's somebody else's fault. And we leave ourselves bound up and tied up and neurotic for no reason. So of course, your life is of your own making. It's all on your own terms, Sweet Pea. I would suggest that you don't take the offer, but I will always default to what you feel is best for you. Work is good, but you have another offer. I would always suggest that you do what is best for you first and foremost. Just let me know how it goes along the way. All right. All right, Jacqueline, would I be successful as a life insurance telesales agent? Okay. Let's look into that. I'm actually going to switch cards for you. I'm going to go back to mine right away. So would Jacqueline be successful as a life insurance telesales agent? All right. Let's see what shows up. Let's see what shows up here. The fun thing is I have cards hopping all out of the place for you, so it's good to know. All right. Telesales agents. Telesales. Life insurance telesales. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is going to be kind of like one of those ebb and flow kind of jobs, because it's having the job is going to feel good like that. It's like you've gone out. The world has this feeling of you started out at the beginning of your process. You've gone out into the world and now you've come back changed. So you've survived this. You've done your education, you've done your growth, you've done your development. Now you're in party mode because you've gotten this new role. But I feel like the role has some elements to it that are leaving you disappointed. So I'm not even, yes, you'll be successful doing that. That's not even a question or an issue. Now, if it's something that you want to do long term, that is the question mark that I have for you. Because in addition, I have the 5, 6, 7, 7 of Wands with the 7 of Cups. So 7 of Wands reverse, 7 of Cups, and then the Moon card reverse. So it seems like there's an element of this work that would keep you away from something that you care about. So keep you away from, I don't know. My first thought was keeping you away from like your significant other, if you have one. But it feels like it's keeping you away from a person that means a lot to you. The feeling that I'm getting with this particular read is like, while it's good to have the position, while yes, it'll work having that job in our back pocket, there's this aspect of it that would disappoint. So that's the only thing that I would be like caution about. Like, yes, you'll have a job, but it almost feels like it's insignificant. Like having the job is not what it's about. Like having having this is not what it's about. It's what effect this is going to have on another aspect of your life. That's the real concern. So I would love for you to dig into that further and just be very cognizant and be very aware if you have signed any contracts, if you're like, oh, now you have to work 60-hour weeks and have no social life. Like if you have to have anything like that, then I would make you, that would make those flags. What is it? Flag on the play? When the soccer players or soccer, they throw a flag when something's happened. But yeah. So let's see. Nerlene, can I get a reading on your love life? Yes, sweet pea. You got to let me know a question though, because I read very specifically, very specific to questions. So if there is an element of your love life that you'd like to have read on, give me a specific question. Are you looking for between you and a person, or something going on? How's that date going to go next weekend? Something a little bit more specific than just on the love life itself. But yeah, feel free to throw it back in, sweet pea. Shimon. Ooh, I like that name. Will I find my husband or my husband find me this year? Ooh, this year. Okay. I like that. So let's see what we got in there. We all find each other. Will there be a finding of each other? So I'm not going to aim for the married part yet, because I strongly recommend at least a 2-year get to know you. I'm just saying before you hop in and get married right away. So let's see, will you and your potential husband find each other this year? Well, her and her potential husband find her this year. Let's see. Last shuffle. Oops, there we go. All right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, my dear. Cards that I have for you. I have the, what do you call this? This is the Ace of Swords reverse, along with the 8 of Pentacles reversed and the World card upright. So for me, this first off, thinking is that you spend a lot of time thinking about this. This is something that is, I would feel like you're a little bit restless about, and you're constantly kind of like on the lookout for your significant other, trying to think about how are you going to get your significant other? When are they going to show up? When is hubby going to be here? When is this person going to be a significant portion in your life? I feel like that in itself is kind of doing this like pushback away for you. I have the Death card reversed along with the Five of Pentacles. I think that one's also reversed, and then the Knight of Swords. So my thought is that it does seem like a person is going to show up, but I wouldn't call this person husband. This is like a person who's taking advantage of who you are, because you still have a little bit of self-love, self-healing that needs to happen before you're at your 100% and perfect for this potential person that you're trying to bring into your environment. So as a mild suggestion or an invitation to move forward is continue to focus this time that you are without said husband. Continue to focus this time on developing yourself, getting very solid in yourself, your own self-love, your own self-development, healing any of your past wounds, the past psychologicals, all the whatevers, so that when this asshole shows up, and he will be an asshole, when he shows up, you'll be less attracted to him because you're already healed. Predator-like people prey on weaklings, weak people, or weak elements of people in like a very puzzle piece kind of way. Like someone who has dad issues is going to be very attractive to a controlling ass bastard on a horse with a sword. So if you have like those issues, those repeat stories, those repeat issues that show up time and time again for you with your relationships and with your significant others, those are wounds that need to be healed before Prince Charming can actually show up. Because for now, it looks like you're only going to be attracting bastards. So I want to see what's better for you, my dear. So keep working on that self-love stuff. So it doesn't seem like next year or this year per se, but it does seem like someone's going to be showing up. I would just do the whole like dodge, my dear. But thank you so much for that question. Marlon, you're married, but have been going through some things for a couple years now.
So she's the one that asked about her love life.
Okay, so yeah, we've been going through some things a couple years now. So let me pick a question for you then. Because my first thought is like, what can we do to improve the relationship with you and your husband? What can we, let's think. What needs to shift for your relationship to get better? What can you two do? There's not so many questions. There's so many ways to go about it. What do you think, babe?
What do you see in the near future about their relationship?
I like it. So Melissa just suggested, like, what's the near future with the relationship? What's going to be happening? So that's just pure show and tell. Let's see what happens. What's the near happens? And this is just as of today. You know, things can change and ideas can change and processes can change. Ooh, let's switch cards. Cards can change. That's another thing.
Oh, she
Ah, so honey, I do not do the is he cheating question on live because I feel like that's an exposing heart kind of thing, and I much rather do that privately with you one-on-one, so that I don't have you vulnerable on display for everyone. I don't want to do that one for you. But let's just see what the next little bit look like. Next little bit look like. All right. Now that we've shuffled for a million years. All right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What's going on, you guys? Let's see. So the cards that I have for you is the 6 of Wands, along with the 5 of Cups. And then I have the Page of Cups. In addition, I have the Empress. We can see her there. And the Page of Wands. And then we have the Hermit. So, I have a mixed bag with this one. So I wonder if your relationship or in your relationship, you kind of ebb and flow between when it's good, it's, you know, it's all right. It's fine. It's not like super high passionate and romantic and sweep you off your feet, but you know, you're at least getting along. And then something happens and there's something disappointing. There's an expectation that wasn't met. And now you're a bit upset, or now you're a bit disappointed, or now there's this, and then it kind of gets okay again. And then you're isolated again, or then you're off by yourself again, trying to contemplate how to go about this situation. Page of Empress, Page of Wands, The Hermit. So for me, the Empress, along with the Page of Wands, kind of has this inspirational end to it. So it's like, honey, you have this opportunity, especially with this Corona mess going on and everyone kind of being on lockdown at the moment. You have this opportunity to reconnect with your person. If that is something that you want to do, if you want to pull a little bit more energy, pull a little bit more passion into this, because the Empress is like pregnancy or pregnant with possibilities. So I hope you're not knocked up now, because I understand, like, when you have terrible relationships or relationships that aren't solid or on solid footing, it makes being pregnant just confounds the issue and compounds the problems that are there. But you have the Page of Wands, so it's like with a little bit of going back to a student, going back to the beginning, going back to like, okay, we're obviously not doing that well from here or at this moment. So let's go back to the beginning, not the beginning of the relationship, but going back to the apprentice mindset. Like, what can we learn to grow forward from here? That's if you both want to do so. So I guess that's part of the other questions that's coming up for me in talking about this is, what do you want out of this relationship? And do you know that he wants the same? If you don't know if he wants the same, have you talked to him? Like, at least can we have that conversation? Because it's like, if we can't have that conversation to begin with, then there's not going to be a whole lot that's going to be possible except for that Hermit card of being completely alone and in isolation. So I do hope, especially now that y'all going to be locked in the same house with each other for a little while, that maybe you can begin those little roads paving the way for a little bit more communication, so that you can either improve this and make a decision on how you're going to be working together moving forward, or like, okay, I don't want to do this, he doesn't want to do this, so let's split the goats before we go. So, and y'all are interesting. But anywho, Leanne, will I be successful in my lash business? Okay, let's see what's up, dearie. Will Leanne be successful in your lash business? Honey, I want you to make sure that you have defined what success means for you. That was the loudest thing that I just got right offhand. So if you've not clearly defined it, not just like, oh, I want $1 million, but I want like profitability over these few months with these many clients booked out for these many days. Like, I want you to clearly define what success looks like, so you know when you've hit it. Because so often we say, will I be successful? Well, what does that look like? Well, if you don't know, then there's no way that I can read for that. Because it's like, ooh, will that ghost in the corner be successful? I have no clue. Maybe she's been the ghost in the corner?
No, maybe she's written up.
I hope so. I hope you have. Put it in there. Let me know if you have, dearie. All right, let's see. Will that lash business be successful? To her definition of success. There you go. Will this business be to her definition of success? If you do it right, you're going to be a busy woman. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What I'm seeing, like right offhand, I'm going to show you what I'm seeing in just a second. But when I was looking at this, the thought that came to mind is that your growth, if you're not careful, your growth is going to exceed your ability to keep up with it. So, because you have options, there's options available, there's opportunities available, and I almost feel like there's other lash people around you. So that's like competition and the options. This feels like from a customer perspective, they have the option of going to many different people, but you have made it, or you will be making it, so that you are the most delightful person to go to. You are the best experience. You do the best work. You're the best. Be the best. You know, like that's the avenue that you're trying to pin. That's the thing that you're trying to pin down. I feel like, though, in addition, we have Death and Rebirth, along with the Ace of Swords and the Six of Swords, along with that King of Swords. So with that growth, it's going to force you into like this uncomfortable bit of like mass amount of change that has to happen so that you can keep up. And so it's going to really depend on your business skills. And so if you don't have a whole ton of experience on the business end of this and how to manage this like growth that you're going to be running into, then I would quickly already source, like go ahead and source a mentor that has already done this kind of work so that you can tap on them as a resource when things start to get weird and things start to get squirrely. Because it does look like there's going to be an issue. The Six of Swords talks to me about like your location. I think that you may run into an issue with the location, which you'll be doing the business. So just figure out a way in advance, if you're able to go ahead and kind of keep a light foot about it, so that if you do need to up and relocate, that you can, and it's not the end of the world. So it's like having an idea as to what your market in your area is doing, keeping your contracts very clean, and making sure all those dotted lines and those T's are crossed. If you have a lawyer, have that lawyer in place. I do feel like you're going to have a person that's going to be kind of like, it kind of seems like a wingman in essence, but like that person in the corner. I would even say that's a lawyer in a way, in the corner, that can kind of be the powerhouse for you, that can that has the edges and the nuances. There's an aspect to him that I'm feeling around. I'm if it's him. It's this person that feels like it'll be really, really useful as either a business partner who's done this before, or as just like the defender who has done this before. So they have a bit of experience and can come to your defense to help you with this process as it continues on. But will you be successful? One, make sure you have the definition clearly outlined as to what that is, so you know what you're throwing your darts at. And then two, I don't see why it couldn't. Just my only caveat is make sure that when or if you have to relocate, that one, you're not surprised by it, and then two, you have it in place so that you can. So that's something that I would think about for your business, is like your contingency plans, your backup plans, and have backups. What is it? Have backups for your backup plans. We think about that all the time. All right, Sweet Pea, thank you so much. Yes, news and updates.
4 minutes.
4 minutes. I have 4 minutes to do this, so I will do it as quickly as I can. I don't know if you have been watching me on my social, because normally I try to be super like social and posting this and doing this. Well, I haven't been doing that as much because I have been on mask duty. I have been taking part in our local community's requests to do hand-sewn face masks, because I just recently been talking with some nurses that I've met through my tarot groups and lands, and one clinic in particular had 5 left. Like, once those 5 have been used, they have to close up shop. And that is unexcusable to me. That should not have to happen to anyone in healthcare, to be without resources, to be without things that they need to provide the services to us that we need. Like, this just shouldn't happen. So I am an industrial designer by trade, and it does have a soft goods design course attached to it. So I'm using those skills in the sewing machine that is right here on my floor to make, these are taco masks. If I can find one for you. They're all saying Taco Tuesday, and I love tacos. So just to show you, that is what I've been doing. A little taco face mask. And if I didn't have lipstick on, I would totally show you how I look in my little masks. But this is what I've been doing to kind of give back, and to kind of give back to our clinics locally. And I've been thoroughly enjoying it. There's a creative maker in me that I cannot silence. And so instead of trying to shut that person up and me turn into a little German Shepherd that's chewing on her feet, I channel it into like face masks. You all can do it too. Oh my gosh, I've actually attached a link into the bottom of this Facebook post that you can click on to get a PDF printout of how to make face masks for your local community. Because what they will do, they will take them, obviously, then they'll launder them, and then they will pass them out to those who need it in their facility. But this is how, these are 100% cotton. The cloth is 100% cotton. The elastic is elastic, and I think polyester. Yeah, they do. I love. She's like, they have guidelines on the website, but I totally suggest, if you have the ability to make some. If you have a sewing machine, great. If you need to do it by hand, do it. Like, just. We have an abundance of time. There's no reason you can't take the sheets that have the holes in them, or the pillowcases that you never use, if they're cotton, and turn them into masks. Like, there's no reason. If you have a bra that doesn't fit anymore, there's your elastic. Like, it is so easy to do these. I turn those out on my machine in about 15-20 minutes. So there's no reason why we can't all contribute and help out these glorious healthcare workers that are doing so much for us and are so underrated, but greatly, greatly, greatly appreciated. So yeah, make them, because I am. Alrighty, so, also, in addition, before I start flying off other handles, if you decide that you would like to participate in a little bit of a tarot learning group that I've created. I have a link to that group, and it's just called AV Tarot Learning. And it's very loose at the moment. Right now we're doing daily draws on like, what does the day have in store for me? And you pick your one card. And so this helps you get familiar with your card, and you show the community, all of us, what the card is. We can participate and give you an interpretation. I listen to your interpretation, maybe give some feedback or some guidance. And there's also videos in there that are a mixed bag of what other educators have provided, and then things that are unique to me, things or skill sets that I do individually that I explain further or talk through, because I know not very many tarot readers are very specific focused like I tend to be. So I talk a lot about how to read or how to think through those kind of questions or those kind of readings. So it just gives you an opportunity to learn tarot, hang out with an Abby, and hang out with others that are also interested in tarot. But yeah, feel free to search in groups for AV Tarot Learning, and the link into that group is in this post as well. So they're both there. Was that 4 minutes or was that over?
That's 4.5.
4.5. Yes, I can go. All right, so you all, I'm doing flash reading. So what that means and what we're doing is I am shuffling cards, and I'm pulling one card for your question. So I'm going to use my Light Seers Tarot. And for every question that comes up, I'm only pulling one card, and then I'm hopping right into intuition and giving you the best reading as quickly as I can, as concisely as I can, so that we can get as many people as possible in before we go. So you all, I'm going to keep shuffling, and then Melissa will give my first question. So let's see. I think she's scrolling. She's going to take a little from the top, a little from the bottom.
Yes.
Stand dream, will my fashion business be where I want it to be and successful? My first thought is that you're going to shift the fashion business a bit for you. The card that hopped out of my hands for you was the 4 of Cups. So if you want your fashion business to be where you want it to be, I think you're going to have to get super clear, and then super flexible is kind of the avenue of it. So have your ambitions, have your goals, have your outline of exactly who and what you want to be willing not to compromise your vision, but make accommodations on how you get there. So find your focus. Don't veer from your focus, but be very flexible in how you get to your focus, if that makes sense. But where you want it to be, yeah, I don't see a problem with that. Hun bunch. Thank you. All right, what will my finances look like in year 2020? Will I be financially secure? Let's see what this card is for you. 5 of Cups. I feel like you need what would be beneficial. I'm not going to tell you what you need to do. I'm going to try really, really hard not to. You know what you should do? No, I don't want to do that. So what I invite you to do as a 5 of Cups is to get very clear on what you need to be financially secure. Because it's like, it feels like for you in this situation, financially secure is an abstract idea. So if you can, even if it's on paper, like write it down literally what you need to live the life that you want. So does that mean a certain type of house? What does that rent payment look like? How much money do you need to earn per year to have the lifestyle that you're looking for? Like get that literally on paper, and then figure out if that's something that you're going to be able to obtain this year. What was that card? That was the 5 of Cups. I don't think it's going to be 2020 for you because it's not quite clearly thought out yet. So it's still like in process. It's still, there's a light. There's still to it. There's still more to it. There's still stuff that's being figured out. So I want it sooner for you too, but I don't feel like it's super clear yet. So sooner that you get clear, the sooner these get clear. What does the card say? Hi, Jennifer. She's in my little group. What do the cards say for my week? One card for your week. Let's see. What's this? What's this? Page of Cups, dear. I feel like you're getting, you are remembering, you're relearning how to get out of your head and back into your heart so that you can have a light heart as things get a little wonky, a little changed. I feel like you'll be okay. Like whatever, what is that nervousness I'm feeling around you? Whatever that nervousness is, I feel like you're actively trying to think your way around it, think your way through it, and think your way through it. Yeah, like you're working through it. I love that. I love that you're working through it. But that Page of Cups, see, look at him again. He's good. He's still like thinking, life is grand. Pigs still fly. I love that aspect about it. He still has a big heart. So even when things are getting wonky, you're still trying to keep that light heart about it, my dear. So you'll figure it out. You'll figure it out. All right, Shauna, will my family's finances be okay with this quarantine? We've all been laid off from our jobs. Understood. Say again? Yeah, a lot of people have been going through that situation. I know it's situation. I say it with an M because I'm weird. So no one being like, did she say that? Yes, she did. All right, will your family's finances be okay with this quarantine? Luckily, I love how unemployment security people have been like hopping in. You're getting unemployment instantly. You're getting benefits very, very quickly. Like we are making epic changes that I think are so good for us as a society. Also to learn how fast we can actually move when we need to. Like how slow that we've always been. We don't need to be that damn slow. Anywho, will your finances be okay? What is this one? 6 of Swords. I think right now, okay, so when it comes to swords, it's very thoughts and very minds. Like feels like everyone in the household is very, very aware of rent being due, of the phone bills needing to be paid, of cable needing to be paid. Like we're all very concerned and very aware of these obligations that we have available to us. Will your finances be okay? I don't feel like you're going to be going into like a tower moment or anything. I feel like you're going to be kind of in that same sense of insecurity and instability that a lot of people are. But I feel like there's things in the pipeline. There's things in the work. And I know that there's things in the work just because of stuff that I've been reading on the news. But there's things in the work that will help level this out. I feel like, though, if there's some deeper, when it gets to the point, or if it gets to the point like the savings has run out and we've maxed out the cards, or the resources have gone dry, then there's other options available to you. So that's maybe using this time now to go ahead and pre-plan where are those what do we call it, those thresholds or triggers. Like when do you pull the trigger on, now we're going to be doing Uber Eats, or now we're going to that local grocery store that was talking about how they're hiring X, Y, and Z amount of people because they need people to do stocking or what have you. So it's like having a threshold, having a point where now we're at this dollar figure for our communal family money pot. We need to go do something. And so figuring out where those trips or triggers, where those at, will be really useful. Oh, my friend died almost 2 years ago. Oh, does she watch over me? Of course. I'm of the opinion that our family and our friends, who are also our family, are connected to us by thought. So if you think she's there, she is. If you think of her, that calls her. If you smell her, she's there. If you ask for a sign and you see something random, that's her. So of course, that's not even, that's of course, sweetie. Of course she is. What's this card? 10 of Swords. It does feel like she's, ooh, I wonder if she's sending you things. What is she sending you? You might have to like follow up with me. It's like on these little nuggets that she leaves for you. What are they? I want to know what they are now. But yeah, definitely she's keeping an eye out for you. All right, what else do we have, my dear? Angelica. Oh, Going back to Angelica. You're from Eastern Washington. Will I be moving back anytime soon? Let's see. I actually mixed up my cards for a second. Eastern Washington. Will you be moving back anytime soon? Will you be moving back anytime soon? What's this one? 3 of Cups. I feel like you have 3 of Cups to me it's not so much about moving, it's about enjoying the relationships that you have currently. So it's like wherever your girlfriends are, if you have a collective of friends in Eastern Washington, then yeah, I would see you going there. But if you have the collective here, then I would say that it's wherever that collective is where you'd be more inclined to go. So it's like, are you going back? It's wherever your collective is. So yeah, that would be like the question mark for you on a 1 card. All right, am going to be off probation. Oh my goodness. 1 card. Are you going to be off probation? That's it. I want you to be off probation. How about that? Let's see what those chances are of being off probation. Being off probation. Let's see what this is. 2 of Swords. This one seems like a little bit of a rock and a hard place. So as of right now, it seems not like full off, but like a detailed off. Like I don't know a whole lot about that system, so I don't know how to speak to it directly. But if there's layers to it, then it's like if you have to check in and you have to do this thing and you have to do this thing and you have to do this thing, it's like, okay, soon it's going to be just this thing, this thing, and this thing. And after a little while, it'll be this thing and this thing. And because you've been really, really good, it'll be just that thing. And then eventually you'll be off. Is kind of the feel of that, my dear. All right, let's keep shuffling. I'm shuffling. Does my ex still have feelings for you? Let's see. Hey, Cherise, how are you, dear? Judgment. Does your ex still have feelings for you? Hun, I feel like this person has feelings for themselves. I don't feel like this person has a lot of... it is complicated. All right, so judgment, and the reason, okay, so let me just get to the point. So the point that I'm trying to make ultimately is I feel like this person would care for you outwardly, because it sounds good or it makes them look good, but they're a little bit on the narcissistic side. So it's that they're ultimately only focused on the things that benefit them is the feel of this particular judgment card. So it's like they feel like they'd be really quick to flip on you if you said the wrong thing. They'd be really quick to kick you if you didn't do something directly to their standards. Like it feels really bleeding volatile from this person. So if this person still has feelings for you, we're just gonna for that one. Can I get a reading in my relationship with a best friend? Will we be friends again? Oh, I hate it when best friends break up, but it is like a freaking breakup. All right, we all to be friends again. Ooh, what happened? Will you be best friends? You and your person be best friends again. What's this one? The devil. Stop with your noises. No, actually, it entertains me. No, the devil card for me comes up when these relationships aren't nearly that good for us. So the devil card comes up with like sometimes it's addictions, sometimes it's kind of puppet mastering energy to it. It's like when someone is manipulative or manipulating, when someone is like when the power dynamic in a relationship is way off, like that is what the devil card is for me. So will you two be friends again? I think one, it'd be super easy for you to become friends again because you both kind of feed something in each other. But oh, honey, I don't know if that is necessarily in anyone's best psychological interest. So it's like it's a both ways kind of thing. Yeah, you totally could, but I don't think you need to. That's just to me. Maybe I hope that you loves this person and then that they show right back up for you. Victoria, what's the next move in my life? I feel like I'm at a standstill. What's the next move? Okay, let's see what shows up for you.
She went more specific for me. So.
Sorry?
She went more specific.
Good. Thank you. Well, I feel like I'm at a standstill. You have a lot of ideas is the thought with it. With the 5 of Wands, you have all these ideas of things you want to do. And so I feel like you're getting stuck in that over-analyzing part. Like you have this idea and you want to pin it to the ground before you make any movement. And so some of these ideas that you actually just have to move. So it's like you don't have to be at a standstill. You can decide to take a step forward. You just actually have to snatch one of the ideas that you have out of the air and make movement with it. So what idea is it that you have? What kind of ambition do you have? What kind of is the next move that you want to take? And if you don't know these things, that would be an excellent opportunity to start journaling that down, writing that down, figuring that out so that you have it in black and white. You can decide which one you're going to actually make some movement on. So be it mundane or be it something massive, pick something and then move with that, my dear. Is it getting to that time? If you guys want to schedule something private and personal and one-on-one with me, you can totally click a link in this post to set up and schedule the time with me directly. I do my appointments via Zoom and Facebook Messenger, like the camera. So we can do it face-to-face in that way. If you are too shy for camera, you can set up a chat reading so we can just chat back and forth for that duration of time. I can also do it where you just send me your question and you allow me to get back to it in my own time. And then whenever I get to your reading, which is always within 24 or 48 hours, you have a long old list of a chat conversation from me with the pictures of the cards and the reading of that in relation to your question. So I do the interpretation and everything in chat. I also do email-based readings as well. So there's lots of ways to get some work done with me if you have a specific question, or if there's anything that you need a little bit more insight, a little bit more guidance, a little bit more tough love bestie from the aunties kind of reading. So you all can find me here next week at 8 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Yeah, and I will be doing as much social as I can. I'm making masks at the same time, but I do want to give more and do more social and do some cards and have some conversations with you all. So feel free to hang out. Will you share this love? Will you share this video with your own Facebook groups, with your own Facebook page? Share this with a friend of yours that you think would have a message in here for them, because these messages don't just land for you. Sometimes they land for people days or weeks, months on out. So yeah, share the love. Well, thank you all. Take care. Mwah. Stay safe, healthy, and sanitized. Take care of yourselves, all right? Bye.